very, very honoured. I haven't really had much of a chance to allow it to sink in, and I guess that's probably not going to happen for a day or two, but I have to say I'm rather relieved that you've still got the job until the 31st of August, because at least it will give me the chance to just sit back and enjoy the moment. I joined an athletics club when I was 11. I had a 20-something year, or 10, 12-year apprenticeship before I got to an Olympic stadium. I've had the joys of Olympic competition. I've had the joys of being a part of a team that created something very special in London a few years ago. But this, for me, is the pinnacle. It is my sport, it's my passion, it's the thing that I've always wanted to do. So this, for me, has been an important apprenticeship in understanding the balances and the nuances and the leadership that is required in looking after, in shepherding, in stewarding the biggest federation in the Olympic family. And I'm never going to be afraid to say that, never ashamed of saying it. Track and field is the #1 sport, and I'm absolutely delighted to be the president of the #1 sport, and I will do everything within my human capabilities to make sure that our sport maintains the values, maintains the strong legacies and the very, very firm foundations that President Diak has left me with.
Definitely.
The great one. Yeah. The great man, Lord Sebastian Coe. Looking so delighted. Well, he tried to play calm, you know, after winning the election.
votes by 92. I mean,
comes close.
Segi Buka.
A former champion in his own right. He was 1,500
meters
champion. He mentioned key words. I was actually taking
pick them out.
Important apprenticeship for him. You see, to lead, because he loves athletics. He's passionate about it. He has love for it. He's dedicated. And most importantly, delighted, because he believes track and field is the #1 sport in the world.
He doesn't believe that is #1 sport in the world. Olympic sport. No, we're not arguing it. Olympic sport. Olympic sport. Athletics is #1 sport.
Football fans are watching this.
For me,
football has a World Cup. I'm talking about Olympics. I said Olympics. Of course, I can tell. Jose, watch it.
One interesting thing for me is that leading up to the elections, I mean, this was someone who, you know, from the world's top guns, you know, in athletics, you could see the passion, you know, the belief in Lord Sebastian Coe that he could really deliver if he gets elected, and that is what played out.
The results are there for everyone to see. It's clear. He knows what he's doing, and is ready to take athletics to the next level.
I think it was actually success at the London Olympics. That's what actually gave him this right, because the way he was able to do that, I mean, it was really awesome for him. He's going to be there for 4 years as a first term, then we'll know if it's going to continue. Remember, Lamine Diak, I mean, Senegalese, was actually there for 16 years, so he had to step down. That's the way it is. Once you're good, they keep voting for you and you continue. But if they feel that, okay, you can no longer carry them up, you just have to, you know, step down, and someone will have to replace him. Okay.
I think we have our guest now, who's standing by to talk more about this. Definitely, he's on, of course, waiting for us. Yes, on
Rotimi Obaji. I mean, he happens to be a lecturer with the IAAF and also the former technical director, Athletics Federation of Nigeria. Good morning,
Good morning.
Good morning, channels.
Thank you. Now, what do you think about the election of Sebastian Coe as the IAAF president?
Oh, I think it's absolutely fantastic news. You may not be aware of this. Sebastian Coe and I actually competed in the same club.
Wow.
In university days, we actually competed against one another at 2 premier institutions in athletics. So this is somebody that I know comes from a very good pedigree in terms of his athletic career and also his administrative career, right from the time of being in charge of the London 2012 Olympic Games and many other things that he has done in the past. Like you guys have said already, this is a man that has a lot of passion about the sport. His father also was his coach. So he comes from a family when his father was coaching him right from his childhood before he actually went to local colleges and was coached by a fellow by the name of George Candy. He comes from a very good pedigree as far as athletics is concerned, and I think he's going to have a tremendous effect as far as the sport is concerned on the world stage.
Rotimi, the IAAF, the image of the International Athletics Federation has been battered with recent allegations of doping and doping cases, and a lot have been coming from athletes. Do you think Lord Sebastian Coe can change this?
You see, the fact that there are so many cases of doping reports from the IAAF means that the IAAF takes the doping in sport very, 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 very seriously. Other federations obviously may not be as up to the level that the IAAF is involved with as far as the doping issue is concerned. Right from the time of when doping became an issue, the athletics family has always taken it upon itself to go into doping and test as many people as possible. It is one of the very first federations to actually start doing out-of-competition testing. So the fact that we keep getting so many things coming out means that, the fight is still on. And it's something that we really need to be able to take on. And I think we need to also say the same thing for every federation, not just athletics. Cycling has just gone through its own period. Athletics continues to try to be able to get on top of it. And I think with Seb Coe, that is his avowed fight. And I think a lot will be done in order for us to be able to make sure that, if nothing else, it will be a deterrent, and that if you want to get involved with doping, you will be sought out, you'll be found out, and you'll be taken care of. That's the promise that I believe he's been putting across.
All right, Rotimi, let's look at in the build-up to the elections. Lord Sebastian Coe and of course Sergei Bubka, who was also challenging with him, came up with some manifestos. Things they feel they have to do, or when they get elected, or if they get elected. Eventually, it was Lord Sebastian Coe, or it is Lord Sebastian Coe who is there now. What areas, or where can he really start from at this point? You talk about doping, yes, that's an aside, but what other areas needs serious attention or urgent attention right now as we speak?
The serious attention is that, and I think you mentioned it as well, is that we need to really go to the grassroots. We need to really go into schools. Enough is not just being done in terms of trying to be able to go to the schools, not just in the developed countries, but on a worldwide basis. The IAAF started a program some years back called Kids Athletics. Kids Athletics is trying to be able to move some work to the schools, but it needs to be able to look at what is the demand. I was part of those that commented at the initial stage, and I told them that some of the materials for Kids Athletics may not be readily available in a lot of the developing countries. We need to be able to find programs that can be done in the schools without so much investment on the equipment. I think that's where we need to go. And we need to be able to encourage as many federations as possible across the world to be supported, to be able to say, let us have a national schools championships. For example, as we sit here in Nigeria, for example, we don't have a national schools athletics championships. And if we don't have that, in other words, something that can be done in the different states, followed into the region, and then coming to the national, then we're not really having a program to be able to bring out the athletes. We're having a situation of hoping and waiting, and that something is going to come up. But we need to be able to conscientiously look at it, not only from the IAAF, but coming all the way down to the national federations.